Today I'm doing something a little bit different from my regular show. I am going to be using this new blender that I just received from ODIFORGO company. I never can get that right. ODIFORGO company. And I'm going to be using it in a recipe while I'm trying it out. Now, this is not the review. The review will be coming up shortly, but I figured I need to get to know this machine before I do the review. And so I'm going to be using it in my regular Tuesday show. And just to give you a brief deal, this looks like a pretty high-grade machine. It looks very similar to one that's much more expensive. Many of you may recognize a lot of the features on it as looking extremely similar to a very high-end machine for a fraction of the cost. We're going to be covering a lot more of the details when we actually do the review. But I figured how better to get to know this machine than to do one of the recipes from its book that comes with the machine. So I'm going to be trying to do this recipe here, which is a creamy bacon and cheddar potato soup. I'm trying the machine, I'm trying their recipe. I've never done either one of them before. We're gonna see how this works. So you're gonna find out with me whether this thing's any good, whether the recipe is any good. Now, I know I'm gonna be needing some cubed potatoes. So I'm gonna go ahead and cube some of these up. I've already got a cooktop set up because I'm going to be frying up some bacon. So we're going to go over there in just a moment. Get these ready for when they get added in. Okay, join me over at the cooktop where we are frying bacon. Crank up the heat. Now I have 6 pieces of bacon in here, and I have cut them up into little bite-sized pieces because they are going into the soup. Now I'm not used to frying bacon in a big old pot like this. I'm normally doing it in a skillet, but we're also going to be using the renderings from the bacon in the recipe itself. Okay, now this is looking pretty good to me. I'm going to go ahead and turn down the heat. And I'm going to be using a slotted spoon like the directions say. Trying to remove the bacon, but leave the bacon drippings, the bacon grease, still in the pan. Gonna move those out onto paper towel to drain. And these are going to be used later for topping the soup. Now at this point, I'm going to be adding onions. About 1 onion's worth. Now I like to save the time and buy my onions already diced. And we're going to caramelize these for about the next 5 minutes. Now I can already see a shortcut when it comes to the bacon. I really tend to prefer doing my bacon either in the microwave if I'm in a hurry or in the oven if I really want perfect bacon. But when I do my bacon, I generally try to save that bacon grease, and I collect it in a jar. And if I were to do this recipe again, I think I would just use some of that bacon grease in this and do my bacon itself in the oven, where I could get it to the right crisp level that I want. But so far, it's looking pretty good. Okay, that's our 5 minutes. The onions are looking really good. Now, just to recap, we've done 6 slices of bacon sliced up into little bite-sized pieces. We've added the onion chopped, diced from about 1 onion worth. I'm adding 1 pound of potatoes, in this case russet. Yukon Gold would probably also work. All cubed. We're going to leave these in for about another 2 minutes, stirring occasionally. Okay, that's 2 minutes. Now we're going to be adding our chicken broth. So crank that up to high till we can get it up to a boil. Then we're going to be reducing the temperature down to low. So as I say, this is 1 pound of potatoes. In this case, it just took 1 potato to do it. A couple of small ones might do it. but the key here is 1 pound. Okay, we now have it up to a good rolling boil. So I'm going to cover it, turn it down to low, and we're going to let it simmer for about the next 15 to 20 minutes or until the potatoes are soft and tender. You can test that with a fork. Okay, it's been 15 minutes and we're going to check it out. Those potatoes are good and soft, so we are ready. Time for the blender. We're going to let it cool down for just a moment before sticking it into the blender and get this lid off. And I'm going to be removing the center part because this is going to be very hot. And I'm just going to be covering that center part with a towel to let the steam escape after we've put it into the container. Okay, I gave it just a moment to cool down. It's still hot, very hot. Let's see if I can get this in here without spilling. I'm going to need my spatula. Now, this has to go on a certain way because there's a little place that has to be engaged. The lid has to go on a certain way because it locks. And if we need to tamp anything down, it's got a tamper that will fit into that hole without being able to get chopped up by the blade. So you can, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I actually have steam coming out of the top. So let's get that covered up. Here's the switch, got it turned on. Gonna get that blending. Okay, now I just did that for 30 seconds, not for any particular reason. It just seemed like a good time. Let's see how smooth this comes out. That's incredibly smooth. And back over to the cooktop. At this point, got the burner back on. I'm going to put it up around medium, and I'm going to be adding heavy whipping cream. Now, the recipe actually called for milk, but when it comes to soups, I really prefer heavy whipping cream. Just makes it creamier. Get that stirred in just a little bit. Add a little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. Now I think I'm just going to let it heat up for about 3 minutes. Just enough to get it warm. Then I'm going to be turning the heat off. We're going to be adding the cheese in. Okay, the soup is pretty warm. It's been about 2.5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and start adding in some cheese. Now leave some of the cheese out. Don't use the whole package because you're also going to want some to garnish after we're all done. Turn off the heat as you're melting the cheese in. This is looking terrific. Gonna go ahead and take it over to the cooktop and meet you there. I'm gonna be adding that bacon back in. More garnish of cheese. And this is looking terrific. Check this out. Put some of this in a bowl or a large cup. Make sure I have both the cheese and bacon, and that is really stretchy. Try this out. Got a good cheese pull going on. It's really excellent. I think they've got a winner here with this recipe. I think they have a winner here with this blender. If you're enjoying the video, please hit that subscribe button down below, the like button. Really love it if you'd hit that hype button. And I'm trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. So please, please help me out. Hit that subscribe button. And I will catch y'all the next time. Bye-bye.